Uh, well, I guess I have to address the elephant in the room, don't I? That last video I made about Sonic Frontiers being at the SEGA TV Show didn't age very well, and neither did that other video I made about Sega being at the Future Games Show. We didn't exactly come out of the better end of things, did we? So before I get into anything else, I want to start this video off by apologizing to everybody who watches my content. When I made my last video about how Sonic Frontiers would have a presence at the SEGA TV Show in Taipei over the course of the weekend, and it did for the record, the way the event was presented, I didn't really have any reason to believe that we wouldn't see anything newsworthy, even if it wasn't necessarily gameplay footage. In fact, I speculated that if Sega was going to show gameplay footage for Frontiers anytime soon, it probably wouldn't be until after the second Sonic movie hit theaters at the earliest, to avoid detracting from the overall hype of the movie. But the more I think about it, the more I find myself asking, would it really throw things out of whack? Would people suddenly not be as excited for the movie if we saw Frontiers gameplay? Really? The more I think about it, the more I don't think so. If anything, I think it would accelerate the hype around the Sonic brand if we did see Sega capitalizing on the hype of a second movie by showing us a glimpse into either of the games coming out for Sonic later this year, Sonic Origins or Frontiers. More likely Frontiers because it is the newer game. I'd even speculated a while back that Sega could have capitalized on the hype of the first movie by having a game ready to go around that time, but for obvious reasons, they couldn't pull it off, so I didn't really give them any crap about it. But in the case of the second movie, things have changed since, and we now have 2 games coming out for Sonic this year, supposedly, and the second Sonic movie hasn't even hit theaters yet when you discount the early screenings, and it's already taking the world by storm. So, you follow up on that with a combo of Frontiers footage, and my god, people would lose their minds. Still though, I get the thinking behind the idea of waiting to show Frontiers gameplay after the movie hit rather than before, but if they were to drop it now, I don't think it would throw anything out of whack in my opinion. But I'm getting off the subject, aren't I? At the very least, everything I reported on in my last video did hold water. Sonic Frontiers showed up at the SEGA TV Show, just not in the way we had hoped for. And although the intention of the video was simply to make it clear that we had an event to keep our eyes on when it came to Sonic Frontiers, I fear I may have gotten people's hopes up unintentionally, and for that, I do want to apologize. Now, I didn't have a hand in the marketing for the event, so it's not like I can assume full responsibility for it, but I felt you all deserved that much anyway. Much like the rest of you guys, I'm a Sonic fan but simply excited to talk about everything it is that he sees regarding the brand. And over time, that passion would evolve into making videos on the subject. As well, I used to work as a journalist. I may have mentioned this a couple times by now in some of my past videos. And one principle I always upheld more than any other was this, that when people read my work, they were given the facts, and only the facts. So when I started the Sonic News series on this channel, it only made sense to carry that principle over. Having said that, I'll engage in speculation once in a while, because it's a fun practice to engage in, to let your imagination run wild at times. I mean, if we didn't like doing that, would we even enjoy such franchise like Sonic the Hedgehog to begin with? Personally, I don't think so. And not to mention, isn't it satisfying when some of your predictions come true in the long run? For me, it definitely is, but of course I can't speak for the rest of you. Once in a while, I'll throw speculation videos out into the wild. For example, that video I put up about that unofficial update on Sonic Origins, which came from the leaker Zippo. The keyword there being unofficial. When making such videos, I make it clear up front that any information shared in them is to be considered a rumor, not confirmed. There is room for rumors to be true, but there's also room for them to be false. You ultimately don't know until Sega decides to lay it all out on the table, whenever they choose to. Their sense of timing is strange, isn't it? Anyway, all of it is to say that I'm making an effort to keep things straight with you guys when it comes to my Sonic News videos. I'm not exactly a Sonic News channel like, for example, Tails channel, The Sonic Show, or what have you, but Sonic news definitely makes up a part of my content, and in fact my Sonic news series has done extraordinarily well, especially the last two videos that blew up like crazy thanks to you guys. So whenever I make those videos, I do my best to give you all information that you can trust without question. Now, there are factors that are outside of my control, I have to point out that much, and there's not a lot I can do about them, but regardless, I do the very best I can to keep things real with y'all. I felt it was important to get this message out there because there have been so many people watching my content recently, and for that, I am humbled. Because of that, whenever people watch my videos, I want them to walk away feeling inspired and optimistic for the future of the Sonic brand, rather than the polar opposite. So again, I thank you guys for giving my content a chance, and I hope you will continue doing so. Now then, what all did happen with Sonic Frontiers at the SEGA TV show? Well, something did happen, but in this case, it's as good as saying that nothing happened at all. The Sonic Station Live panel kicked off the first day of the event, and I believe near the end of it they got around to talking about Sonic Frontiers. It was then that they showed a trailer. I'll give you a hint as to which trailer that was. Look back at the Game Awards for the trailer for Sonic Frontiers, and bam, you have your answer what they showed at the SEGA TV show. The exact same trailer and all, without any edits made to it whatsoever. And bear in mind, it's been like 3 months since the Game Awards happened. The day after, they proceed to show extra footage from the Sonic movie sequel. I'll not go into specifics so as to avoid spoilers, but if you've been keeping up with the trailers, including the first one, you'll already know what I'm talking about. And besides, what was shown wasn't overly spoilery, in my opinion. And that's the extent of everything new about Sonic that was shown at the SEGA TV show. Which, that is to say, isn't a whole lot. But then again, we know playing out the Sonic movie sequel as it is, it was better to keep their output information about that to a minimum anyway. Oh, by the way, the Sonic movie sequel is releasing in Japan this August. That's 4 months after the release date of April 8th in the USA. I find this to be absolutely outrageous. Why does Japan have to be kept waiting 4 months later than everyone else has to wait to see the movie? In fact, they'll probably be doing DVD releases by then. I don't understand this decision. Japan seriously have to wait until August just to see the movie? I call BS on that. If it's actually a legitimate reason for this, I'd very much like to see it. To the Japanese Sonic community, my heart goes out to you guys. You absolutely deserve better. What also deserves better is the state of Sega's marketing for Sonic, at least when it comes to everything other than the movie. For the movie itself, Sega and Paramount have delivered enormously well in that regard, although I would argue that Paramount has done the greater amount of the workload in promoting the Sonic movies, but Sega did play their part. It's why we have a third Sonic movie in development along with a Knuckles spin-off coming to Paramount Plus next year. And for both those things to be announced when the second movie hadn't even hit theaters, your boy is still reeling from that revelation. This just shows you that Sega is intent on ensuring that Sonic finds success as a movie icon, and I couldn't be happier about it. But when you look at everything else coming up for Sonic this year, particularly Frontiers, you realize that Sega's marketing for them in response to the hype surrounding the movie has been, to put it mildly, disappointing. Now, I saw a comment left on the archive for Day 2 of the SEGA TV show where it was explained that the event was set up to enable Sega to advertise their upcoming products to their Asian audience. Which makes sense because the event is set primarily in Taipei, and being an English-only speaker myself, I couldn't understand anything that was said during the event. I believe the spoken language there was Chinese, and as you can see, there are disadvantages to only knowing how to speak one language. I really should sit down and change that one day. But if Sega's intent really was to market Sonic Frontiers to their Asian audience, I don't know how they expected to accomplish that by simply repeating a trailer that had already been shown to the entire world 3 months beforehand. Like, I'm no marketing expert here, but what exactly is this supposed to achieve? You've had 3 months of your last update, and you didn't have anything remotely new to share with us? Not even screenshots that wouldn't have been overly spoilery if you still wanted to be reserved on the bulk of your information about your upcoming product? Like, I'm obviously missing something here. What about repeating a 3-month-old trailer comes off as effective marketing to anybody? irrespective of whichever audience you're catering to. I do understand there's a lot more that goes on behind closed doors than most of us realize, but as someone from the outside looking in, I'm not seeing what's so effective about this so-called marketing strategy that Sega may have tried to employ with the Sega TV show. Whether they treat the rest of their lineup differently or not at the event, I can't say for sure because I only skimmed their archives to find anything related to Frontiers. And yes, I do play non-Sonic games before any of you go off on me about it. You can back off now. But if you guys think the marketing for Frontiers has been disappointing, Sonic Prime and Sonic Origins definitely take the cake on this. And this all just sucks. 2022 was set up to be the year of Sonic in comparison to 2021, with a lot more promise with this year than the last one. And the movie aside, this has been a very disappointing start to the so-called year of Sonic. So when you put the movie aside, this has been a very frustrating month for us Sonic fans, hasn't it? A handful of opportunities by now for Sega to speak out more about their upcoming products in addition to the movie, and they simply don't take them. At this point I have to wonder what the heck is going on, but unfortunately we're not going to get the answers to that question for quite a while. Well, that about covers everything that's happened up until now, so I believe that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching and for enjoying my content as much as you have. It means the world to me. If you did enjoy what you saw, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and consider subscribing and ringing that bell to keep up with my videos. Speaking of subscribing, I'd like to mention that this channel has passed 1,300 subscribers thanks to all of you awesome people out there, and that puts us close to the halfway mark towards 2,000 subscribers. I know we're gonna hit that milestone soon, all thanks to you guys. One thing that's characteristic of us Sonic fans is knowing how to move at the speed of light, so I know we'll hit that goal soon. Anyway, thank you for watching, I'll see you next time, take care, don't forget, Blue Blurs for life, see y'all later.